What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about Basketball Wives Los Angeles, episode 8. And basically, Cleana is kicked out the group. Jackie basically said that, unfortunately, she's out. And I have mixed feelings with the whole situation. I feel like some things were right and some things was all the way wrong. But we're gonna talk about it. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
All right, so back in Los Angeles, we see Brooke. She basically left ahead of the girl. She's like, look, I got stuff to do. She opens the door and she sees this guy. His name is Steve. He comes in with her dog. He was dog sitting. They start making out at the door.
You getting kisses and butt rubs? Oh.
And then she goes to her confessional like, oh my God,
he's just such a good friend to me.
I'm just like, friend? The girl, you just over here licked him down. You was down his throat, girl.
What I can say is that Steven has been an amazing friend during this time of my life.
So for you to be like, that's my friend. That's my friend. Okay. I want to see how you act with your best friends. She basically talked about going forward with her charity and, in her daughter's name and want to help adults, young adults, with, scholarships and or getting through cosmetology school. So shout out to Brooke on that. She's doing everything in her daughter's memory. And I know her daughter's shot, like looking down on her smiling, right? So we bounce back to Arizona. Brittany calls Cleana like, yeah, girl, we all supposed to be going out and I want you to tag along. I know you're not really feeling the girls right now, but it's gonna be a cute moment, so I hope you can make it out. Cleana's like, look, I'll think about it, right? So the ladies are heading out and we see Jackie stops by Vanessa like, hey Vanessa, we gotta go out. You ready? And Vanessa's like, girl, after I got just got dogged out by Evelyn, called me
stupid, dumb, crazy, ignorant, dumb, messy, stank.
Ain't no need for me to go out. She's like, me and my bangs are gonna stay in, right? So Jackie's like, okay, cool. I can't impress you. That's fine. But we see all the ladies meet out in the front. They get on the 2 sprinters. And, Jackie's basically taking them to a male strip show. I've never been to a male strip show, but I've been to a female one. It's a lot of ass shaking. So if the female one's a lot of ass shaking, I know at the men is going to be something else shaking. And I'm like if I was there, I'm Evelyn. Put me in that chair. Put me in the chair. Right? On the sprinter, we see Jackie talk about Vanessa. Like, she's like, I like Vanessa. Vanessa's really cool. And, Evelyn's like, at the end of the day, I tore into Vanessa. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be cool with her. I wanted to just let her know that she's a nosy ass bitch. And she needed my motherfucking business. But I like her too. I'm just like, Evelyn, I don't think you realize that the way that you're coming off is just... it's still coming off like you hate that girl. You hate her guts, right? And don't get me wrong. We all know that Vanessa is nosy as hell. But I'm like, she does seem harmless. Like she was over here talking about, I'm going to split your wig. Girl. Okay, grandma. Evelyn's like, I have compassion for her. I'm like, do you? That's what you call it. Compassion. Okay. But the ladies, they arrive to the strip show and they ready. They're like, well, I want to see the man. I got my dollars, I got my dollar bills. Let's do what we gotta do. Jen's like, look, I don't want to be touched by none of these men. So y'all don't give me none of that money because I don't want them to get no lap dance. I don't know. She was like, my man is over here watching. I want him to be like, oh, what you doing? Da da da. At the end of the day, your man should be secure enough to know that you just out having fun with your girls and you don't want that stripper. You still want him. So I don't think it should be that deep. But some men are insecure about those things, right? Kiki. Brittany tells the ladies that, I just want to let y'all know that Cleana might show up. And, I just want to make sure that she's going to have a good time and everybody has a good time. So basically, Brittany's met with our roles. They were just like, girl, I don't want to see her. I'm just like, ooh, it's like that. Then Ev and Jackie is talking mess, and it's funny because Jackie's like, oh, she's talking like about Cleana, like, oh, she's just this, she's just that, and just talking mess. I'm just like, Jackie, you was over here playing nice with her, you was over here kikiing with her, but now you over here switching up, and I'm just like, Jackie be doing that fake stuff, and that's the thing about Jackie I don't like. It's just like, you were cool with her, so where did this come from, right? So a few minutes go by and Cleana shows up and she sits by Brittany. She speaks, but she's met with nobody says anything. So I'm just like, oh, child. We already know it's about to start. Right? The show starts. They're giving the lap dances. The guys over here doing all of this with the body roll. Evelyn gets a lap dance. And she's like, look, I'm not really into this, but I haven't had None. So
I'm kind of into this. Just love it.
but you know, at the end of the show, everybody gets up to start dancing. And Jen just starts like pointing at Cleana. And Cleana was like, oh, are you pointing at me? I hope you're not pointing at me. And Jen basically like, girl, pays her dust and didn't say anything. But you know, Cleana still goes like start pointing, and then Evelyn's basically like, "Girl, what are you doing? Like, it's not that deep. What are you doing?" She's like, "Girl, she's pointing at me." She's like, "It was not even that deep. Like, girl, like, what are you doing?" Da 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 da. So Cleana basically walks away, right? Because she's just not trying to get into it. But like I said before, to be honest, like Jen was being petty, and Jen shouldn't have did that in the first place. If you didn't want the smoke or the problems, then you should have just played it cute. But you asked for that, and Cleana gave that back to you. Now the problem comes in here. So you know, Cleana walks over to Brittany, and you know, Giselle and Brittany are talking like, okay, what happened? And Cleana's like, yeah, you know, she being petty as hell. She over here pointing at me. I'm just like, girl, who you pointing at? Blah blah blah. Giselle's like, well, I'm gonna figure out what's going on. So Giselle runs over to Evelyn and Jen. She's like, yeah, you know, what's going on? Because Cleana's talking about you pointing at her, this, that, and the third, da da da. And Evelyn's on some type of time like, F that B. I'm like, it's like that? Okay. So Giselle was like, did Jen point at her? And Jen's like, she did. So Giselle was like, oh, they started laughing. Why? I don't know why Giselle thought this was a good idea. Because to be honest, it's messy as hell. After you got that information, why did you get yourself up to run back over to Cleana to tell her that?
Yeah, Jen was pointing at you. She called you a hoe.
What? I'm confused, right? So now Cleana's like, oh, she called me a hoe? Girl taking her shoes off, and she proceeds to jump up and run over, slip, and goes over in Jen's face, and she says like something like, and you know how the producers do it, and I hate this. They start chopping up, they're like, They start chopping up the footage, and then now all you see is Evelyn just snatch Cleana's wig. Cleana's getting dragged this way, Evelyn's going this way, and I'm just like, what even happened? What did Cleana say? Because to be honest, all we see is the run up, the stop, flash, snatch, right? So I feel like something is missing. But regardless of the fact, Cleana, I do feel like Jen started it, but when it de-escalated and you went over, you should have. I feel like because she kept saying like I didn't even hit her. If you didn't want to run up on her and pop, you should have never ran up.
How am I the one being picked up, taken out? I felt like that was so unfair because I never put my hands on anybody.
You should have walked over calmly and asked,
stand the up, I'm about to whoop your mother ass.
But now it's you running over like, oh, they're escorting me out, and that's not fair because I didn't even hit nobody. But girl, you ran over to her. But you know, child. But you know, they drag Cleana out. She basically get in the car. She go home. Why is Evelyn back in the club jumping on the couch with her wig, waving around and jumping on like, yeah. I'm like, girl, this is ghetto. This is something I see in Baltimore. Like, the baddies just came in. Like, girl, this is ghetto. Put her on baddies, right? But you know, Brittany's mad because she was like, okay, at the end of the day, like Cleana didn't even hit her, so for her to snatch her wig was just so disrespectful.
I just standing over her like doo and didn't do anything. That didn't call for all that. And
Evelyn's still in the club antagonizing, talking about where she at? Yeah.
where you at? She must be outside. Yeah. Hold on,
And I'm just like, Evelyn, you didn't have this energy with OG. You even had this energy with Cece. But you doing all this, yeah, where's she at? Where's OG? Where's OG? Because you didn't have this energy with OG. You was over here just like, I'm not doing a reunion with her. Because you knew that OG would have wear that ass
Low?
You didn't want no smoke. But you have smoke for Cleana, a girl that you're not even beefing with. But when it came to OG, somebody that you was beefing with, she said, Ocho Cinco wanted me? Yeah.
Ocho Cinco wanted me? Yeah.
You didn't have no smoke. You didn't want to throw no hands. But you would snatch her wig. I'm just trying to clarify. Just trying to clarify this. I'm trying to figure this out, right? So Evelyn's outside, yet again taunting. Thank God Cleana wasn't here because to be honest, I don't think Cleana is about that life anyway. I don't. She might be, but it don't look like it, right? But Evelyn's outside like, yeah, I snatched her wig. I got your wig. So we see Jen run behind her like, oh my God, girl, I love you. You're my best friend. I love you.
Jennifer, let me tell you something. Like, that bitch came for you. I love you. You ain't.
And I'm happy the fact that they're back on, some type of common ground, that they're refueling their, friendship. But to me, it's still giving like season 1, season 2, Basketball Wives Miami, Mean Girls. And it's like, I don't got time. I don't want to personally see that on my TV screen. I don't. Like, at the end of the day, we saw how they treated Royce. We saw how they treated Tammy in the beginning. We saw how they treated all the other girls. And like, if that's what it's going back to, like y'all, Jen ain't about to fight, so you gonna fight for her and be her bodyguard? Like, that's just weird. And Jen, to be honest, like, I might understand why Evelyn snatched her wig, but you just seem weak as hell because you sat there, started the problem, pointed at that girl, ran your mouth, and then when she came up to you,
Jen, if she did not want a problem with Cleana, then she should have kept her closed.
It's like, you can't be over here talking shit and then don't want to back it up. That's weird to me, but okay. So, we go back to LA and, Brooke, she's basically meeting a guy. His name is Kayvon, and he's a linebacker on the New York Giants, and she basically wants him to sign the jersey. He asked her like, okay, so what is this foundation for? She's like, I'm doing a charity for my daughter passed away. I'm doing a charity in her name to help women and young adults get through cosmetology school with grants or just assistant or aid, right? So he was like, cool, I'm down. His lips was glossy. I said, oh, I might need to go to LA. Segueing back to, Arizona, it's the next morning. All the ladies are at brunch. And, Brittany did not come. And Evelyn's like, at the end of the day, she is picking a side. I'm like, but how is she picking a side? And then you're mad at her for, inserting herself. I was like, but didn't you physically insert yourself? You physically put your hands on Cleana. Brittany just like, look, I don't like the double standard. We all see the double standard. It's a whole double standard. Brittany sees that, y'all can do one thing, say that, oh my God, y'all are trifling. Y'all always try to fight us and try to do this, but y'all can literally throw a drink, Brooke, snatch a wig, Evelyn. But when they do it,
oh my God, what are you doing? Y'all look crazy.
It's the same thing that y'all did with OG. It's the same thing, right? So, but the thing about it, if they bring a girl on the show that's really about it, and they really want to go toe-to-toe with Evelyn, Evelyn couldn't take it. If Evelyn thinks that she can win the fight, she will go there with her. But if Evelyn's like, oh, she is big, she not gonna go there. Like with OG, she went as far as she knew she could go with OG. And that's not, when OG slammed her to the ground, she's like, oh girl, that girl's strong. She knew not to play with OG. But basically they talk about, I don't want to be in a room with Cleana. I'm done with her. And everybody has the same sentiment. And I just feel like this is 101 class. Icing out. This is how you ice someone out. Not saying it's right or wrong, but that's how you ice someone out.
I don't like having to tell someone that they are no longer a part of the sisterhood because I feel like everybody deserves to be a part of it. But
I feel like Cleana is iced out the group. And even Jack is like, I'm going to have to let her know that she's no longer welcome in our sisterhood. I'm like, girl, y'all so dramatic. But, the rest of the episode, we see Brooke basically do her charity, and I'm happy that she gave back to the that college that she went to with those students in cosmetology school. Jen, she's over here has a puppy. Shout out to her. And then we see at the end of the episode, Giselle goes walking with Brittany, and they're talking about how, you know, they feel like there's a double standard, and how Giselle basically was on Brittany and Cleana's side. She understood the perspective, and then all of a sudden now, after talking to Evelyn, oh my God, I see where she's coming from. I see why she jumped up to defend her friend. I understand why she jumped up to defend her friend. She still was wrong. But we'll see what happens, because at the end of the day, Brittany, you got some strong opinions, and it seems like you about to be the next one. So I feel like Brittany's a lot stronger than Cleana. So we'll see what happens, y'all. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do you think it was right for them to handle Cleana the way they did, or did Cleana get her just desserts? But y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really asking for. Now I got to go. Got